Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. This is Funmibi here again with a new video. Guys, I'm excited. Today is the 26th of June and it was my birthday 5 days ago. On the 21st, I stepped out of my 20s into my 30s, and guys, I know I didn't talk about it anywhere online. I don't know, honestly. This year, I started off the day just basking in God's goodness, just dancing and singing and rejoicing. And in between, I don't know if it was the fact that I was going through some other things on the side. I found myself just shedding tears. Some of those tears were happy tears and a little bit of sad tears, but I knew that it was just the enemy just trying to steal my joy on that particular day. So yeah, I don't know when this video is going to go up, but still wish me a happy birthday down in the comment section. But the reason why you clicked on today's video, the reason why you clicked on the thumbnail, today I'm going to be sharing something that I've titled Lessons from My 20s. Guys, I started off my 20s doing what was I doing at the age of 20? I was serving in Benin City, Edo State. I was working as a teacher in a primary school, and I had this community of friends that I used to hang out with back then. And that community of friends back then was like it was the reason why I was staying sane in Benin back then. But I was still talking to my husband a while ago. I was like, why did God send me to Benin City? Because for me now, I found that every single thing that I find myself going through is because God is taking me somewhere. God is leading me somewhere. And looking back at my time in Benin City, I'm like, why did I have to go to Benin City? Till date, I don't know, but I know that everything happens for a reason. So yeah, back to the beginning of the story. I started off my 20s in Benin City. I remember I celebrated my 20th birthday by going to Ring Road. There was this waterfall at Ring Road back then. For those that live in Benin City and maybe they are watching my video, I went there with a couple of friends and we were eating. There was this cute little restaurant there that we just went there and we're eating. And now, so many years later, I'm sitting down here in front of a camera filming a YouTube video. If anybody told me back then during my NYSC that at a point you'll be on YouTube sharing sewing tutorials, teaching ladies, inspiring people online, I would have said it's a big lie. That's how you know that, in fact, the journey of life is in God's hands, and you never can tell, never say never, right? So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing some lessons that I've learned all through my 20s with you all, especially my little sisters that are probably still in their, maybe they just turned 20 or they're in their early 20s or mid 20s. Some things that my time in my 20s taught me, and I feel like will bless you and also let you know that whatever struggle it might be that you're going through in this season in your 20s is not forever. It's just temporal and better days are ahead of you. So if you'll be interested in learning some of these lessons from my 20s, if you'll be interested in knowing some of these things that I have for you guys, please continue to watch. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. Hit the like button. Feel free to drop your thoughts and suggestions and comments down in the comment section. Wish me a happy birthday in the comment section. All right guys, without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the lessons from my 20s. Let's go. I'm going to be just talking you guys through everything that I wrote here in no particular order. So the first thing I wrote here is learn as much as possible at your 9 to 5. And when I say 9 to 5 is your paid employment, right? Learn as much as possible at your 9 to 5. The pay might not be great, but the experience is priceless. And particularly in this season in my life, that particular lesson has taught me a lot. I remember back then, my very first 9 to 5 job was as a customer service person. It was in customer service, and I was at that job for about 4.5 years, almost 5 years. And back then I was just like, oh, I hate my job so much. My job is this, my job is that. 5 years later, after I had to move on ahead from that job, looking back at those experiences now, I'm like, for me, that job, if you were not at that job, if you didn't make the connections that you made at that job, if you didn't network at that job, what it is that you're looking for now in 2023, you might not necessarily be able to gain it. Was my salary the greatest at that time? Absolutely not. But every single experience that I got from working that job back in the day, it has helped me get to where I am currently. So if you're at a 9 to 5 job that you might not necessarily like, or you feel like this is not what God has for you, or this is not what you want for yourself, don't leave it on a bad note. I am a strong believer in not burning bridges and leaving places on a bad note. I know some people will be like, once I get another job, I'm going to just X out of here and get out. All of them should get lost. Guys, please don't do that. As much as possible, try to follow pace with all men and make sure that you are learning while you are there. Oh, the salary is not great, but the experience, learn as much as possible on the job until you get or move on to something better. The next lesson I wrote here is choose your friends wisely. And literally, that's all I have to say about that. Choose your friends wisely. While selecting people that you call your friends, make sure that your brain is working and you are making the right decision with the help of God. If you know that sometimes you don't trust your own judgment as a human being, make sure that you're carrying God along with you and ask God for wisdom. The next thing I have here is life is very fickle. Love on your loved ones while they are here. If you don't know, I lost my mom when I was 22, and one thing that I'm just so grateful about is the fact that while my mom was here with me, I loved on her as much as possible. I loved and still love my mother like never before. I made sure that she knew that she was loved and appreciated by me. So if for any reason you still have your loved ones with you, your parents, your siblings, your friends, anybody that you classify as your loved one, if you have them with you, do not miss an opportunity to let them know that they are loved and appreciated by you. The next thing I have here is choose your life partner wisely. It can determine the course of your life. This point right here is also very similar to the one I mentioned about choosing your friends wisely, when also choosing your life partner, your husband, your wife, anything. Life partner, literally someone that you plan to do your entire life with. Make sure that you are thinking and praying the entire process all the way through. Do not work solely based off of emotions and the fireworks and the butterflies in your tummy. Make sure that God is directing you and handpicking that person for you, because guys, me personally, I have experienced it firsthand what choosing the wrong person as a life partner can do from people around me, from people around me. I've seen the experiences that some people around me have had to go through just as a result of choosing the wrong life partner. So please make sure that you're praying along the way. Oh, I'm still in my 20s, I'm not thinking about marriage. Be praying for your husband ahead of time. Be praying for your wife ahead of time. Be praying for your children ahead of time, okay? Because most of those prayers that you're making in this particular season, where maybe you don't even have a boyfriend and you're not even thinking of marriage, those prayers that you're making in this particular present season that you're in, they will come through for you in the future. The next lesson I have here is fear is in the mind. Do not let it consume you. And I've spoken in a previous video about how fear is a number one hindrance to achieving greatness, okay? Fear would cripple you. Fear would drain you. Fear would make you exaggerate things in your mind. So don't allow it consume you. It's okay to be afraid. The feeling of being afraid, I think, is part of the human. It's normal as a human being. There are times when you feel afraid, but what differentiates you from someone who is just being human and afraid, and someone that's allowed fear to cripple them or allowed that anxiety or being afraid to consume them, what differentiates you from that person is the fact that you don't allow that fear in your heart to consume you. Everything is in your mind. If there's anything, and fear comes in different ways, okay, different shapes or forms. And for me, particularly over the past 3 years, I've seen how doing things afraid and just damning all consequences and going ahead for anything that you believe God is asking you to do. If you are doing it with God, God is going to back you up. Like literally, you have God. Once you are sure and convinced in your heart that you have God's backing, there's nothing you cannot achieve, okay? Anything that is looking scary and all of that is all in your mind. So don't allow it to consume you. Don't allow it to stop you or hinder you from doing anything you want to do. Oh, you want to go into a particular line of work, but you're afraid. Oh, you don't have any experience. Don't allow that fear cripple you. Do your research. Look at people that started from scratch. How did they start off? Start it. And for me, I've also found that some people, they see age as a form of hindrance to achieving greatness. Age is just a number. For me personally, I found that age is just a number. Like, even if I clock 35 or 45, if there's something I feel like God is leading me to do, I don't care how old I am, I'm going to go for it. Of recent, one person that's really been motivating me and inspiring me on here on YouTube when it comes to my YouTube content creation is this lady called Funmibi. She's 54 years old, and guys, the confidence of that my auntie, oh my God, it blows my mind every single time I watch her video. I binge her videos. I watch it like I'm being paid to watch it, because I'm like, if she can do all of these things at the age of 54, who am I? At what age will I be feeling like it's too late for me? It's never too late. It's too late for you when you say it's too late, okay? As long as God has not said it's too late, as long as you have air flowing in your body and flowing in your lungs, if you can still breathe, please go for whatever it is that you want to go for. I saw somewhere something along the lines of, I don't know how to put the words, just basically, you don't want to end your life wondering, oh, what if I did this? How would things have gone out for me? Like, don't allow fear hinder you from achieving destiny. That's how I'm just going to put that point. The next thing I have here is being angry at people is only hurting you, not them. And I found that particularly in my early 20s, I was such an angry girl. Like, I was angry with so many different people for so many different reasons. And in those years, when I look back, those were the years when I was looking sickly, I was losing weight and just looking like a scrap. But the moment I let go of hate, let go of anger, malice, and all those things that are just toxic to the body and toxic to your emotions, I found that I was feeling more confident, I was feeling healthier, I was feeling more at rest. Because in those my angry days, I was just not who, I think back then as well, I didn't know who I was, for lack of a better word. I didn't know who God had created me to be. I didn't see myself the way God saw me, or the way God sees me, and it was just a chaotic time in my life. So I don't like thinking about that period. So being angry at people is not hurting those people that you're angry at, is hurting you. So let go of anger, let go of hate, let go of malice, and just live life, the kind of life that God has called you into. Live that type of life. The next thing I have in my notes is listen to your body. Okay, listen to your body. I was listening to this sermon, Lock In, by Sarah Jakes Roberts. So I think that sermon is on TD Jakes' page on here on YouTube. I'll try my best to link it on the screen, or I'll leave the link. I'll pin the link in the comment section. I hope I remember. For me, remember to put it. So she was talking about listening to your body, basically. And listening to your body is in all ramifications. Oh, you're feeling something in your body. The moment, I feel like God has given us this gift of intuition. If you're feeling something in your body and you feel like you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. If you are relating with certain types of people and you find that after talking to this person, you just feel tired, you just feel angry, listen to your body. You know that those types of people, according to Sarah Jakes Roberts, she was saying that those types of people, you might not necessarily be able to cut them off completely, but you know that you have to take them in doses, okay? Someone that after talking to them, all they give you is, maybe all you do on that call with them is gossip. Oh, this person said that, this person did that. Or all they do is complain about, oh, life is this, things are hard. And like, listen to your body literally. If you find that there's anything or any person in your life that drains you or makes you feel weak or feel some type of way after encountering them or talking to them, do the needful with the leading of God, of course, and just do what you need to do and listen to your body. That's all I have to say about that point. The next thing I have here is age and time is in the mind. It's too late for you only if you say it is. And it's very similar to what I said about fear being in the mind. Age and time is in the mind. Okay, don't allow people's what they call those things now, those time frames that people put on things. Oh, you should be married at this age. Oh, you should be a millionaire by this age. You should have built your house by this age. You should have had 3 children at this age. You should have been this and that at this age. Don't allow people cripple you or put their timestamps that they've placed on themselves. Don't let them put it on you. There's this thing that my mom used to say to me when she was still alive. She used to tell me, "Ma wagwala go shishe." Basically, so it's a Yoruba way of saying, don't look at other people's time. Don't work with another person's timing. Basically, that's the most literal way in which I can put that saying. Okay, ma wagwala go shishe. Don't, because your friend got married at 22, you too, you must get married at 22. Oh, because your friend had a child at 25, you too, you must have a child at 25, or else your life is over. Don't work with the timing of another person's life. That's literally it about that point. The next thing I have here is start whatever it is you've been thinking of doing right away. So, oh, you've been thinking, I feel like it's time for me to get my master's. Start it now. Go to the website, start researching schools, start going to your school. If it's that you need to get your transcript, if it's that you need to pay the registration fee to get the forms, start it right now. Oh, you want to heal your body, maybe you're going through one thing or the other and you want to fix it, start the process. Go to the doctor, ask questions. I remember for me now, I'm going to also share something with you. Growing up, I had a lot of issues with my teeth. Okay, I had a lot of, I don't know what they call those things now, plaques in my teeth, and I kept on masking it. I think for me it was more of ignorance, because I didn't know that just go to the dentist, right, and they'll fix it for you. I carried those plaques in my teeth for years, and I found that it was low-key affecting my self-esteem and hindering me from, talking and smiling however I liked. And then January of this year, I just thought of it for me. For how long you want to keep masking this nonsense? Go to the dentist. Hear what they have to say. Let them check out your teeth. And on that day, that particular day, I found that the process of getting rid of those plaques was like as simple as ABC. I made the payment, cleaned my teeth, and now I smile, I talk, I can shine my teeth however I like. Okay, so whatever it is, to the tiniest detail of your life. Okay, if there's anything you've been thinking of doing and fear is hindering you, or you're just procrastinating, get rid of procrastination and start doing that thing right away. Okay, or you want to move to a new city. Okay, because of recent, I found that relocation is like the biggest thing now, and you are seeing people relocating and you know that that's what God is calling. God is telling you, oh, Fumbi, it's time to move to London, it's time to move to Argentina, and you're just sitting down here and just looking and feeling sad for yourself. Make the research. Oh, what do I need to get together if I'm looking to get this? Oh, what do I need to do to get this and that? Oh, you want to get a scholarship, you know that you can't afford to go to a school in a country of your choice, and you're trying to, you know, see how you can get scholarship. Start the process. Go to Google, make your research, ask questions. If you know someone that's gotten that same opportunity and the person is your friend, talk to them. How did you do it? How can I do it as well? And start the process. The next thing I have here is, you are the only you there is on the earth. Make sure you shine bright, okay? And that's just it, guys. Don't try to be another person. God has made you unique. You are the only you there is. So make sure that you are shining bright, the light, whatever light it is that God has placed in you, make sure that it's shining bright for the world to see. Don't dim your light for any reason, for anybody, for anything. Shine bright like a diamond. The next thing I have here is, if they talk about other people with you, they'll talk about you with other people. And this is for my ladies, because I find that, I know men too as well. Men too are fond of gossiping and all of that. But one thing for me is, I found that if someone feels very comfortable bashing other people, talking about them, oh, this person did this, do you know that this person is that, this person is that, chances are it's just a matter of time you two will become a topic when they're giving gist to the next person, okay? So try as much as possible to distance yourself from backbiting, gossiping, petty gossip about other people. Try as much as possible. I know a lot of us, including me, we love a good tea. We like when people are giving us tea, but reduce it, get rid of it if possible, as much as you can. All right, the next thing I have here is, fix your relationship with God and make him your closest friend / confidant, okay? In my early 20s, I think I was more of a church goer. I used to go to church because my parents are going to church and they're telling me to go to church. But moving on ahead, especially after I got married and I moved here and there was nobody to be waking me up for devotion or telling me, oh, it's time to pray, I had to literally be the one telling myself to do those things. It helped me to just be closer to God and work on the relationship, the not so great relationship I had with God back in the day. So if you found yourself at a point where you've looked inwards and you found that you are not necessarily in a very fantastic place in your relationship with God, please fix it. Go to a Bible believing church, read the word of God, study the word of God for yourself and know God for yourself. And I pray that God sends you help. Like I always say, God is very close, okay? All he needs is for you to ask for his help. As simple as saying, God, reveal yourself to me. Show me who you are. Tell me what you want for me in this season that I'm in. And you stay calm and listen to his leading. You will hear him and he will draw close to you. Okay? All right. So the next thing I have here is, listen more, speak less. Literally. Listen more. Don't be the cha-cha-cha, blah, 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 talking. I found that people that talk a little too much, they end up saying, more often than not, they find themselves saying things that they're not necessarily supposed to say. Not because they are wicked, not because they are mean. It's just because they've been talking so much, and in the midst of all that talking, things start to fly around, things that they are not necessarily supposed to say to other people, it starts to fly around. So as much as possible, let's try our best to listen more and speak less. The next thing I have on my list here is, if they don't make room for you, create your own room for yourself. And it's literally, I think that particular lesson for me stems from when I moved here to Port Harcourt in 2018. I tried to get a 9-to-5 job. I just thought 9 to 5 is my destiny. That's what God wants for me. I have to get a 9-to-5 job. And I started taking tests. I remember back then, so many banks, because then, you know, all those banks, they'll post online when they're doing training and all of that. And I was taking those tests and I never got a call back. And even if I got a call back from some of them, it's rejection mail left and right. And then I also tried so many different companies out here in Port Harcourt. I was so hell-bent on getting a 9-to-5, but I just wasn't getting it. And coincidentally, something chaotic, I don't know if I'll ever share that story on here, happened to me in that same year or some months later. And it forced me to go to sewing school. And then after going to sewing school, I finished up. Then the pandemic hit in 2020 and it was time for me to start my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel started growing slowly and steadily. And here we are, 36,000 plus people later. And YouTube has been such a huge achievement. I know I talk about it a lot, about how my YouTube channel is one of my greatest achievements. Apart from the pay, yeah, YouTube gives me money that helps me to, you know, foot certain bills here and there. YouTube has also made me meet some amazing people. YouTube has given me amazing opportunities. I mean, I'm talking to you right now. I wouldn't have been able to talk to you right now, right here, sitting down in my dining room with my lights and my camera here. I wouldn't have been able to talk to you if not for YouTube. So If they don't make room for you, make room for yourself and shine bright like a diamond in that room, okay? All right, the next thing I have here is you're not depressed, you're just broke. Start creating those streams of income. And for me, in my mid-20s, oh my God, I was broke as a joke. I'm not the richest person right now, but I'm definitely not where I used to be financially. And for me, I found that in those days, I used to just sit down in, Nigeria is hard, the country is this, there is no money, the money. And I found that those things I was saying out of my mouth, as much as I was saying those things out of frustration, I found that that was like literally the order of the day for me. I was broke, I was struggling financially, I was living literally, for lack of a better word, I was living hand to mouth. So you're not broke, you're not sad, okay? This is not me trying to belittle people, what people are going through, but more often than not, I found for myself personally that when I find myself just being sad and all of that, it's most likely because I don't have money and I need money. So for me, starting off a stream of income, multiple streams of income, helped me get rid of that part. I had one less thing to worry about, and that's what I recommend for you as well. If you found that the money you're making, maybe at your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you're doing, is not enough, start thinking of how to increase your income, different streams of income that you can get into. I've talked about so many different things that you can start from the comfort of your home. Oh, you're a housewife and you don't have a job. I used to be a housewife literally, because for 2 years, the first 2 years of my marriage, all I used to do was just sit down at home, take care of my house, wait for my husband to give me money, and that was it, right? So I've been there. So don't think that that's all your life you've been called to be. Just sit down at home, be waiting for what Oga will give you at the end of the month, or at whatever point it is that he gives you money. Think of something that you can start off, especially if you have a supportive husband, okay? Take advantage of the support that you have. Tell your husband, if it's YouTube you want to be doing, my husband, though, I want to get into YouTube, I need this and that, whatever it is that you can support me with, give me, okay? That's part of what I was talking about, how your life partner is very important, okay? I really pray that God gives those that are looking up to God for it, God gives us amazing partners, husbands, wives that would support us and just push us and allow us shine bright. They will not dim our lights. They will not cover the lights that God has put in us, in Jesus' name. So please, what was it that I was saying? Start that stream of income, and I pray that God sends you help. All right, so don't criticize people walking in a shoe you've never had to walk in. And I found that for me in my early 20s, it was out of ignorance, okay? I used to just do blah, blah, blah. Oh, could never be me. Oh, how can somebody tolerate that? Guys, don't criticize people that you've never had to walk in the shoes that they're walking in, okay? If you don't know what to say, pray for them. That God, please help this my sister, help this my brother, help them to see themselves the way you see them, okay? But don't just do and be talking bad about people. All right, laugh a lot. That's the next thing I have here. Laugh a lot and don't take things too personal. Literally, don't tie the world to your chest. Try your best to smile often, laugh often. And even in the midst of chaotic situations that you think, what am I laughing about? Still laugh, okay? Laugh, okay? As long as once there's life, there's hope. So laugh. All right. Time heals a lot of things, including grief. And this one came from the time when I lost my mom. Oh my God. Between 2016, 2017, and some part of 2018, those 3 years were years when I cried the most. Sometimes coming back from work back then, because where I was staying back then was kind of far from it was the junction where the bus, right, or keke that I take will have to drop me. It's kind of far from where I was living, so I had to walk down most times. Sometimes on that walk back home, I'll just find myself crying on the road, crying, because when my mom passed, nobody saw it coming. Like she passed in the most unexpected way, and it just, oh God, I hate remembering that period in my life. But now, looking back, I miss my mom. I still find myself, even now, how many years later, I still find myself crying, but the pain has definitely reduced tremendously. The hurt has reduced tremendously. I don't feel so heavy anymore. I don't feel so sad. I don't feel so alone anymore, right? So time heals a lot of things, including grief. All right. The next thing I have here is your best days ahead of you, literally. Like, sometimes when I look back at some months ago, the way I was feeling, and now I'm like, oh my God, if anybody told me that today I'll be smiling about that particular thing that was making me shed tears, I would have said it's a lie. But your best days are ahead of you. Believe it, walk in it, declare it, okay? Say those things that you want to see, and I pray that the Lord sends you answers speedily in Jesus' name. All right, the next thing I have here is a bad day is not a bad life. And I used to be guilty of that thing. Because I'm having a bad day, I'll say, ah, I hate my life. Oh, life is this, life is that. Just because that particular day things were not going the way I wanted it to be, I will conclude that is my entire life that is bad. So guys, please learn how to separate a bad day from a bad life, okay? I don't think there's anybody that God has called into a bad life, okay? God, in his word, he has let us know that his wish for us is of good and not of evil, to bring us to an expected end, right? So don't allow a bad day translate into a bad life, okay? Learn to separate those two things from each other. All right, you can't choose the family you come from, but you can decide the type of family that comes from you, literally. So for my sisters that maybe they've come from a broken home or come from a chaotic background, it's okay. You cannot choose your family. God has placed you in that family, and I believe that God placed you in that family for a reason. But one thing you need to make sure of is the fact that, oh yes, you've come from a not so great family. Make sure that a fantastic family comes out of you. It breaks my heart a lot when I see people saying, oh, I'm doing these things because that's what my father used to do. Oh, I'm doing this thing that is not good because that's what my mother used to do. Guys, please don't do that. For the fact that you've seen those things that your parents used to do that you didn't like as a child, that's what is supposed to be a motivating factor to tell you that, oh, this thing that I saw in my mother, I don't want to repeat it with my own children. Oh, this thing that I saw in my father, I don't want to repeat it with my own children, with my own wife, with my own husband, okay? You cannot decide the type of family you come from, but you can decide the type of family that comes from you. Pray about everything and anything. That's the next thing I have here, and that's literally the mantra of my life. I'm looking for my scissors on my table, and I'm looking for it and I can't find it. Father, show me where my scissors is. Oh, I'm going outside and I don't know what to expect. Lord, go ahead of me and make the day a good day. I am thinking of what to say. Father, show me what to eat. Pray about anything and everything, from life's minutest things to big, huge decisions. Guys, let's cultivate the habit of praying about anything and everything. The next thing I have here is, don't talk to people too much about your problems. Talk to Jesus. There's this thing that my mom used to say again back in the day. Banuso, ma beyoso, banuso, ma beyoso. And it's so sad that that is what life has come to of recent in this day and age. You need to be very, very careful of the people you share your problems with, and it's just life, I think. So this is where the spirit of discernment and the spirit of wisdom is very, very important. This is not me saying don't talk to people at all about when you're going through struggles. Don't talk to people at all. Absolutely not. We've seen the importance of sharing with people, what sharing with people can do to solve issues and turn situations around. But what I'm saying here is, as for the spirit of wisdom when sharing those things, don't be overly dependent on people's opinion when you want to do certain things. For me personally, ever since I started my YouTube channel, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't tell a soul, not even my husband. I just turned on my phone camera that day and I started recording, and I've not stopped recording till date. I found that more often than not, when I don't over-analyze and ask people for their opinion for something, or ask too many people for their opinion when doing something, more often than not, those things end up succeeding, okay? And also, I'm trying not to allow people misconstrue what I'm saying. Just be wise when sharing your gist with people, and make sure that people you are sharing it with is not people that will just turn it to gist and call their friend and tell them, guess what this girl is even saying? The girl is very delusional. This and that is what she's saying. Make sure it's people that you trust their judgments, and you found that they have a track record of giving you good advice. All right, the next thing I have written here is family and not only people related by blood. And guys, this is also something that I found that has come to fruition in my life multiple times. Like family, of course, we know family are people related by blood and all of that, but those people that are related to you by blood are not the only people that you consider family. There are some friends that are like family. There are some neighbors that you live in the same apartment and they become like family. There are some people that you guys live in the same neighborhood and they're like family. There are some people that you meet online that later become like family, okay? So don't limit family to just people that you are related to by blood. There's so many amazing, amazing people out there that they will probably even end up being closer to you than the people that you are related to by blood. So be open to making new relationships and connections with people. You never can tell where those relationships will take you to. All right, so the next thing I have here is stop over planning your future and putting timestamps on things you want to achieve. I was guilty of this thing, and I think it stemmed from being a very early achiever. I remember I finished primary school at the age of 9, right? I used to finish things on time. I finished university too at the age of, I think I was how old when I finished university? 19 going on 20 when I finished university. So I used to be a very early achiever, for lack of a better word. And then you hear people say, Funbi, you're so lucky. At the age of Kinekon, you have finished this. At the age of that, you finished that. And I found that for me, looking back now, those words kind of got into my head and made me very desperate to finish things early. Oh, by 22, you should have done this. By 25, you should have done that. By 26, you should have done that. I was putting timestamps on everything. And down the line, when some of these things that I've created timestamps for in my life didn't come to fruition the way I'd planned it when I was 19, I'll find myself feeling so useless, like, you told yourself that you're going to be 20, this and that at the age of 22. Look at you now, you've not done it. You failed, that's this and that. So thank God for helping me to let go of those rigid timestamps that I've created for myself and allowing me to just bask in the present and just follow his leading for my life, right? So personally, it might not necessarily resonate with other people, but for me, I found that over planning my life, over planning my future, and putting timestamps for things, it didn't really help me. So that's another lesson that I learned for myself. If it resonates with you, I'm happy, and I would like that for you. And if it doesn't resonate with you as well, that's absolutely fine. All right, so the next thing I have here is speak those things that you are yet to see as if you have them already. Guys, between 2022 and 2023, you can call me a delusional girl. Everything, things that I've not even known how I'm going to achieve them, I'll be saying is, Funbi, this is where you are. Funbi, you are this. Funbi, you are that. Funbi, you will get this. Your this has arrived. Your this is on the way. Your that is on the way. And guys, looking back now, I'm going to talk about certain, I don't know, I just feel like I have so much to share, but I still always find myself holding myself back from oversharing. So there's this thing I did at the beginning of this year, 2023. It was something I saw on TikTok where people were talking about creating a prayer board, right? Simply just a board where you write, instead of vision board that we have people talking about, this time it's called a prayer board. Prayers that you are dropping at the feet of Jesus for the year, things you want to see come into manifestation for the year. And rewinding, like going back to January, one of the things on that board, before the end of January, I already got answers. February came again, another thing got answered. Like every single month, things that I'd written under my prayer board started coming to fruition. So if you'd like me to talk about how I created a prayer board, let me know. I don't know if people will be interested in that kind of thing. I learned a lot from TikTok, by the way. TikTok is a very valuable resource. So back to what I was saying, call for those things that are not as though they were. This is just faith, okay? Have faith, okay? Friends, have faith. You want to do this and that, have faith. Don't doubt. If your faith, even if your faith is as tiny as a mustard seed, is still valuable, is still faith, okay? So don't be faithless, don't throw in the towel and think that all is over when God has not said it's over, okay? So have faith. The next thing I have here is, if you don't like something about yourself, look for ways to fix it and do it. Stay safe though, all right? And I know how people can misconstrue something like this, saying, for me said, if you don't like something about yourself, fix it. I'm not saying do the extreme thing. Don't do things that are not safe, basically. Stay safe. That's the summary of everything I'm saying here. Stay safe. And for me, where this lesson came from was my teeth that I spoke about earlier. I hated my teeth so much, and I used to hide. Sorry guys, I got a call. So if there's anything about yourself that you don't like, fix it. Yes, I was speaking about my teeth. I didn't like my teeth. I went to the doctor. They fixed it for me. Something like, even, I know some people say things like, love yourself the way God has created you. Absolutely. But I feel like God that created science as well created it for a reason, okay? You don't like the way your dentition is arranged. That's why God gave wisdom to the people that came up with braces and all of that to fix it, okay? So the point here is, while trying to fix all these things that you don't like about yourself, or things that you find that is affecting your self-esteem, stay safe. Make sure that you do your research when choosing where you want to go to for, remedies for whatever it is that you're trying to fix, okay? Stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. All right, so the last thing I have here is always be thankful. Guys, even in situations that are seemingly chaotic, be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful, guys. Be thankful. Even when it's hard, be thankful. Thankful. And for me, it's so amazing when I see people that you would think that this kind of people will be sad all the time. When I see those people, more often than not, they are the happiest people. They are so bubbly and full of energy and all of that. It's so heartwarming. It's like, oh my goodness, if this person can be so positive and energetic about life. Funmi, why? Because maybe this something very trivial is not going right. You are acting like the world has come to an end. Be thankful, 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 thankful. And I hope these lessons help you. Even if it's one thing that I said here that resonates with you, I hope it helps you. And I also want to say here, thank you guys. Thank you for being a part of this, my YouTube family. YouTube has been such a huge blessing to me emotionally, even emotionally, because I found that the years when I wasn't doing YouTube, I was very downcast and it was not a good time. But even before I started making money on YouTube, YouTube makes me happy. Filming content, sharing with you guys makes me very happy. So thank you for watching this content. Thank you for dropping your sweet comments from time to time on my videos. Thank you for engaging on my posts, sharing with your friends. It means a lot to me. And I'm so thankful to God for the gift of life, causing me to see another year on here on planet Earth, breathing, surrounded by my loved ones, surrounded by my YouTube family. I'm so thankful. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like this video if you've not liked it yet. Share it with someone that is in their 20s and you feel like they will learn a lot from this, even in their 30s. If there's anything I said here that you think somebody else needs to hear, please share with them. And yeah, friends, I can't wait to see you in another video very, very soon. Bye.